Today I'm going to be breaking down the top 5 best strategies you can use here at Townhall 10 to 3-star any base. So there are lots of different options at Townhall 10, but in today's video I'm going to be showing you guys the strategies that I found are most effective to 3-star here at Townhall 10. Now all of the links for all of these army compositions are of course down in the description if you do want to pick them up, along with timestamps of when these strategies appear in the video if you do want to jump to any specific one. But the first strategy we're going to be jumping in to take a look at today is going to be Zap Dragons. Definitely one of the most powerful strategies here at Townhall 10, even more powerful if you're able to bring that giant arrow in, but unfortunately on this one we didn't have that giant arrow maxed out at Townhall 10, so we're just going to be bringing in the regular equipment on every single one of these attacks. But if you do have it, the giant arrow to take down multiple air defenses is a really good option. But let's jump in and we can break this one down. First of all, we are going to be using an earthquake spell, and this one actually going to catch both of these air defenses in the middle, then going to bring in 3 lightning spells for each of the remaining air defense. You can then go ahead and start the rest of your attack. On this one it looks like we're probably going to be coming in, from this bottom south section of the base, because typically you're going to want to push into the remaining air defenses early on when you have lots and lots of dragons in there to do lots and lots of DPS. King's going to be coming in from that 6 o'clock section, looking to push him in. When you are bringing him in, typically I would suggest bringing in the earthquake boots. This can open up the wall sections nice and quickly, especially here you'd be able to get straight in and deal with that air defense. The spiky ball is also a super good option if you have unlocked it, but if not, it's not the end of the world. We're still going to be able to 3-star even without those epic pieces of equipment. Continuing to push on through, that poison spell of course is going to be coming down to help us get through the enemy queen, help us get through the enemy clan castle troops as well. Our queen's ability going to get popped off right there, that's going to push through those right there. Stone Slammer are going to be the siege machine of choice. That's going to be coming over from this right hand side of the base. Typically I say to just avoid blimps in general at Townhall 10 because there isn't really a need for them. The Townhall doesn't really fight back, so you don't have to worry about, of course, your troops getting taken down by it, so the Stone Slammer always going to be a really viable option. We end up using the skeleton spell there to tank for that single target inferno in the middle. That's going to actually allow our queen to get in there and take it down beautifully. Dragons continue to push through the back end of this one. That rage spell that came down helped them just to get through some of these heavier defensive portions of the base, like in that town hall compartment. But we still have 3, 4, 5 maybe dragons left up on this one, and we are looking very strong. Few defenses going to go down there on the back end, but this one of course going to be a 3-star to kick off proceedings. So Zap Dragons is definitely a super viable strategy here at Townhall 10. It's one that's very low skill cap. You don't need to really strategize too much about it. If you are bringing in that giant arrow for those remaining air defenses, that's potentially the only thing that could go wrong, because you could send that giant arrow the wrong way. But of course, even if you don't have those epic pieces of equipment or those other pieces like the giant arrow or earthquake boots upgraded, you can still come in with the regular equipment and 3-star just like we did here. So from one Zap strategy to another, coming in with a personal favorite of mine, and that is Zap Witches. This is the strategy that got me through Townhall 10, 11, 12 and even 13 when I was all the way down there. Of course I'm now up at Townhall 17, but I do still have multiple accounts down at these lower town halls, and Zap Witches is one of those strategies I love to use just because of the simplicity of it. So if you missed it at the start, we're going to be using the earthquakes and lightning spells to take down both of those inferno towers. Typically if you're coming in against multi-target infernos, you're definitely going to want to zap them out. If you're coming up against single target infernos, sometimes you can actually just bring in spells and you don't need to worry about the single target infernos that much. But for just because we can, we're going to be zapping them out at the start. Wall Wrecker is going to be the siege machine of choice, because after a fairly recent update you actually are no longer able to bring the log launcher into these attacks, so we have to revert back to the Wall Wrecker. But that itself is actually a pretty good siege machine. It's going to be able to open up lots of those wall compartments for us, and it's going to be able to deploy a few clan castle troops in the core of the base. But the strategy itself is very simple. All you're doing, zapping down those Inferno Towers at the start, then funneling with a Golem and a few Witches, and then you're going to be spamming the rest of your troops right through into the core of the base. Again, for equipment, definitely would recommend the Earthquake Boots on the King. Even at level 1, they're going to open up all of those back end wall compartments, and they are very strong. Plenty of Witches left up on this one. You'll see we do of course have the Ice Golem as well as the Yeti that came out of that clan castle. Those are going to be helping us to push through some of these last few defenses. We do still have that Queen ability in hand as well. Multiple Witches pushing around that right hand side of the base. And the good thing about this strategy down at Town Hall 10, there isn't too many heavy splash damage buildings. If you take down those multi-target Infernos, really other than that, you've got Bomb Towers and Wizard Towers that can do any real damage to Witches, and typically if you've got enough things like Golems, Heroes, even the Wall Wrecker tanking for them, you're going to be bringing in those 3 stars. So as we finish and wrap up this attack, I'll take this time to remind you guys to go ahead and subscribe to us here at the Barracks. The channel has been growing like crazy. We've had loads of new people coming in, and yeah, I really do appreciate all of you guys. It's awesome to see so many new faces, and welcome in to the Barracks. Hopefully you're able to learn to 3-star a little bit better in Clash of Clans. But let's push on through to the third attack. And the next strategy we're going to be jumping in to take a look at is going to be Kill Squad Hogs. So basically you're coming in with a fairly small kill squad here, which is going to be kicked off with a couple of baby dragons helping to create that funnel. King, Queen, Wall Wrecker as well as a Golem out in front to tank is going to be your mini kill squad. We have a few of those wizards also going to be coming in right there, but the main job here, Golem's going to go out in front, and you're looking to try and get a nice chunk of value. Typically you're going to want to try and take down at least one of those Inferno Towers if you can, because they can do some serious damage onto your Hog Riders. We're also looking to take down the enemy Queen and definitely the enemy Clan Castle troops. Those enemy CC troops can do just an extraordinary amount of damage to your Hog Riders if they are let alone to do that. And you'll see we're going to pause things up right here. We do bring the Earthquake Boots in this one. We're going to pop off those Earthquake Boots, and we have bowlers that are going to be coming out of that clan castle. We're going to use the Rage and the heal on those bowlers. Those are going to be going wild in the core of the base here, getting maximum damage. You'll see crushing through many of these defenses, including that all-important multi-target Inferno. We're then going to start sprinkling our Hog Riders in before our kill squad has fully died off. You'll see they are going to be coming straight into this multi-target Inferno at the top left-hand side of the base, and don't be scared to use those heal spells. You have plenty of them in these attacks, so definitely want to use them as and when your Hog Riders are starting to take damage. Last of the heal spells going down over towards that top right hand side of the base, but you'll see this one is absolutely crushed. We've still got the Queen ability, we have a free spell as well, and no problem at all for us. This Town Hall 10 base gets wiped out using Kill Squad Hog Riders. So this again was a personal favourite down here at Town Hall 10. I love me a bit of hybrid action or even Kill Squad Hogs. Kill Squad Hogs is actually what I used at Town Hall 8 and Town Hall 9. So moving up to Town Hall 10, this was kind of the natural progression, and finding the Siege Machine, it was awesome. For the first ever time using those sieges, because obviously Town Hall 10 is the first time you can use them, it was really fun. So Kill Squad Hogs, if you're used to using it at Town Hall 9, this is a very viable strategy also at Town Hall 10. Alright, from one hog attack over to the miners. So typically we do tend to see some hybrid action at Town Hall 10, but we saw hogs in the last one, so I thought it was only fair we saw some full miner action right here. But on this one, we're going to be coming in with that Queen charge. She's going to be coming down from the 6 o'clock section of the base, and what you're looking to do here is you want to create a very nice funnel for your miners, might I say, because unlike Hog Riders, they are not going to be drawn to defenses. Unfortunately on this one, they're going to be drawn to any and all buildings, even if they're on the outside of the base. So it's very important to create a funnel and a very clear and distinctive path for those miners to go on. We're going to see the Wall Wrecker actually going to be coming in on this one, supporting that king from the 3 o'clock section of the base. A couple more wall breakers swinging on through. Those are going to open up that wall section, allowing our Queen access into this Town Hall compartment. Again, couple more going to be swinging on right through right there, and we do drop down a rage spell just to help us guarantee the entry into the base right there. Wall Wrecker is still looking good, opening up a few more compartments. We'll see in a second what we're going to have coming out of there. There are the Earthquake Boots opening up all of those back end compartments. We're actually going to have some Hog Riders and Miners coming out of there, and yeah, pushing on through. All of their Miners have now been deployed. They're going to push right into the core of the base, using those heal spells very much like the Hog Riders in the previous one, as and when we need to. Do not let those Miners get onto low HP, because we have plenty of those heal spells. In this one, the funnel maybe wasn't quite as set as I would have liked to have seen. Potentially, I would have let that King walk around the outside of the base just to clear up some of those trash buildings on the outside. That way, all of your Miners will tend to stay together just that little bit better. But luckily at Townhall 10, we do actually have so many spells that it's not really a problem. Even if those Miners do spread out, they're going to be able to crush through the back end of this one. We still have that Queen ability in hand as well with the regular equipment on her. King actually came in with the Rage Vial and the Earthquake Boots on this particular one, but we're going to keep pushing on through. Moving on to these bomb towers, they can definitely be deadly to those Miners, so be careful. Use those heal spells if you do need to. But you'll see, even though this one I would say the Queen did get a decent bit of funneling and damage done up that left hand side, the King maybe didn't do the job we were specifically looking for him to do. So it's totally up to you guys when you deploy those Miners, but I would tend to say try and create the funnel a little bit better than this in this particular attack. You want to make sure it's set so when those Miners go in, they're all going to go along the same path. They're going to be able to take down those buildings and defenses very, very quickly, and you're going to be able to bring in those 3 stars. So we have one more example, and arguably it's the most skillful. And the final attack that is going to be coming in here is, of course, Queen Charge LaLo. This for the longest time has been one of the kind of highest skill cap strategies that comes in. Even at these lower town halls, it kind of starts from Town Hall 9 and then it's usable all the way up, but it really does take a lot of practice and a lot of skill. So what we want to make sure is we are funneling our King and our Queen into the sections of the base that we want them to. Now the King's kind of been a little bit useless here. His Earthquake Boots definitely have been helpful to open up all of those wall compartments, but other than that, unfortunately, he didn't really get too much work done. But regardless, we're going to push our Queen into the base right here. A couple of super regular wall breakers, actually going to be pushing in there, opening up those compartments for us. Queen still pushing on through. We can use those rage spells as and when we need to, deploying one down right there to help us get through the enemy Queen. So typically in a LaLo style of attack, you're looking to grab 1 or 2 air defenses to help with the pathing of your LaLo, as well as the enemy Queen and those clan castle troops. Jump spell going to be going down there in the core of the base. That's going to give our Queen some nice access through towards this single target inferno, which we're actually going to be tanking for there with the skeleton spell. And you need to be careful here that we don't deploy that jump spell down too early, because unlike at Town Hall 17, the jump spell does wear off fairly quickly down at these lower town halls. Unfortunately, we did deploy that skeleton spell slightly too early, so the skeleton yeah, they didn't quite get the effect we were looking for because we wanted them to tank that single target inferno. But regardless, our LaLo is now going to be coming in because our Queen is doing her job on that left hand side of the base. The Lava Hound, of course, is going to go automatically to the closest air defense, and in this particular example, we're also going to be using the Stone Slammer basically as a secondary tanking device. It's acting as a Lava Hound as such, because it has so much HP. It's going to be able to help push through these back end defenses. We've got a dragon and a few balloons going to be coming out of that. Queen still doing some beautiful work there in the core section of the base. That multi-target inferno on the back end causing a few issues, but that dragon should be able to help us tidy up the remainder of this base. Unfortunately, our Queen finding a little bit of a match there in the core with that King, but with the help of those healers and a few minions, we're going to be able to push on through. So this is the 5th and final example that we looked at today at Town Hall 10. If you like any of these strategies and you want to pick up the links, make sure you go ahead and grab them in the description. While you're down there, feel free to hit the like button as well as comment down below which one of these strategies you guys are going to be trying out. Subscribe as well to us here on the Barracks. We're trying to grab 500 subscribers, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.